Today's question is, I got bad news from an IVF doctor that I have a 5% chance of getting pregnant with my own eggs, and they will not do IVF unless I use donor eggs. Before this news, I had been visualizing my spirit baby. Sometimes I did not always see them, but I could sense or get a feeling that they were there. Since this news, I feel like when I go into visualization, it's black. What can I do to bring the spirit baby back, or if I need to, a new one? Okay. So if you have at least one functioning ovary and a uterus, you can get pregnant no matter what your doctor says, unless there's some sort of physical abnormality that you really need IVF for. For the vast majority of you, that is not the case. It is the issue that you have. It's not a physical structural issue. It's a functional issue, where your reproductive system isn't working the way that you want it to, at the speed that you want it to. So nothing wrong with it. Most of my clients are given a 1% chance of getting pregnant, which is basically that they think that it's not possible, but they give that 1% chance in case they're proven wrong. So it's just to like give them, it's not to say absolute no. And so that's what most of my clients come to me with as their diagnosis. So it is, if you stay in the 3D realm of what to do and you don't do the inner work, which is what I teach, that 1% is what you're working within. If you can expand using my teachings and, the spiritual teachings of other people as well, you can expand that 1% into a really good fighting chance, at least 51%, at least. For me, I think it's a little way higher, but I'm being conservative, but you have a fighting chance. And that's very achievable with the spirit baby work that I do, because women get such detailed and accurate guidance on what their next steps are. What hinders them is that, and I've said this a lot, is that the guidance that they're given, it's not mind-blowing or earth-shattering. They're quite subtle. And so people kind of blow it off. Even with like my one-to-one clients, a lot of times they blow it off. And unless that guidance is heeded, there's no movement that's going to be made. And so that's really where the work needs to be, is in the cultivating of the patience and the presence, being in the moment. The trigger for this woman for no longer seeing her spirit baby was getting the news about her 5% chance of getting pregnant from the IVF doctor's point of view. So my guess is that the disappointment blocked her from being able to connect with her spirit baby. The spirit baby didn't go anywhere. She's no longer connected because the news shook her enough, destabilized her enough, lowered her frequency enough that she could not tune in to her baby. And this goes back to daily habit number 1 of maintaining unwavering focus, regardless of what anyone says or does. Watch it if you haven't already, or rewatch it if you need to. And the link is in the description below. This is habit number 1 for a reason. Every single one of you, and myself included, needs to work on this. The more susceptible you are to the influence of others, the less likely you're going to connect to your spirit baby, to your dreams, and to your vision. And more importantly, the less likely you're able to create the reality of your choosing, because you default to other people's reality, creating theirs. That's basically what you're doing, is you're giving your power away to their words and their actions. You've got to bring it back to you. In this case, for this woman, when I would recommend that when she's in meditation, ask why she's not seeing her spirit baby anymore. So it could be different from what I'm guessing. So she would be able to get her answer directly from spirit, hopefully, or from spirit. I do want to be clear about something. Connecting with your spirit baby is a way for you to know that they are there and for you to get guidance on what you need to do. However, just because you connect with your spirit baby does not absolve you from the internal work that you have to do to manifest them. Connecting with your spirit baby is not a crutch to substitute the inner work. And I'm starting to see this a little bit more as people do the spirit baby meditations. It is not a substitute. You still have to do the work. You have to release your fears, your doubts, and your impatience for them to come into the physical world. If you do not do this, your baby will not come. Because I've had people say, well, I've connected with my spirit baby, then it should be all good. No. I use the spirit baby work, so the meditation, so that your baby is there. That's the purpose of it, so that you have hope, so that you understand that, there's a baby waiting for you to get your stuff together, basically, so that the baby can come in, right? Because if you don't have it, it's difficult to be on this journey without really having any confirmation that this is possible. And so that's why I add in the spirit baby meditations. It's because it's so powerful in being able to give you in that hope and moving you from the hope to the belief to the knowing. And that's what I'm seeing with clients, is they're moving into the knowing. When you're in the knowing, that's when the baby comes. It's just they have to hang on long enough for that baby to come. Okay. You just, you don't work with your spirit baby like you're dating, where if you don't like the person for whatever reason, you break up and find someone else. Switching spirit babies is not something that I have taught you, nor will I ever teach you in a general setting. I only do it with one-on-one clients, and I have only done it once after serious consideration and evaluation of my client's journey. If you do it on your own, especially when it's because you're not ready and it has nothing to do with your baby, more than likely you'll create more blocks. So just stick with what I've taught you. It's proven, it works. You have the meditations to connect with your spirit baby, to balance your chakras, and to check your organs. They're all on this channel. Those are enough, I promise. That's what I use over and over again with, my group and my one-on-one clients. The rest is the inner work. So don't try to overcomplicate it and get fancy. Stick with the basics. You've got to release your doubts and your fears. That is the basic. Release that. Stay in the high frequency of connecting with your spirit baby. That's it. And stay there long enough and consistently enough for the manifestation to materialize.